communication either. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages while out on bond. Your bond will be $1,000 on count one, $100 on count two. Is there anything else the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, ma'am. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name. All right. You're here in case number 21MM883AO, charged with battery domestic violence. Sir, I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit in this case. I do find probable cause exists. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. That includes electronic communication and third party. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you live at this location? Do you live at this location?
The 4478 Lookout Road?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence. Does she live there?
No.
All right, so I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence. You're still not allowed to have any contact with her. What that means is if she's at this residence, you cannot be. Do you understand?
But she don't live there.
Okay, but you understand what I'm saying. If she is, you can't be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can the state advise on his out on bond case if charges were filed, was an information filed in that case?
I have one moment, Your Honor.
Do you need the case number?
No, I got it.
And what'd you
We
say?
have not filed on that
You have
case.
not?
We have not filed.
All right. What says the state as to whether the court should take any action on that case?
No objection, no action, Your Honor, on that case.
All right, at this time, I won't take any action on your out on bond case. Did I say what his bond is? Okay. And I appointed the public defender, right? Okay. Good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Tajik Wilson.
Sir, you're here in case number 21MM901AO, charged with battery domestic violence. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Can you please raise your right hand to be sworn?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Talisa Fisher.
Does the state wish to inquire?
Yes. How do you know Mr. Wilson?
That's my son.
Are you afraid of him?
No,
Does he live with you?
he does.
Would you like him to continue to live with you while this case is pending?
My son needs help. They told me they were baker
Do me a favor and just get closer
Yeah,
to the
I
microphone.
can't hear you, ma'am. Get really close.
They told me they were baker racking my son. My son didn't hit me. He didn't batter me at all. They told me they were baker racking him. Then I get a call from the jail.
Does your son currently take any medication?
No, my son needs help.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I ask one more question, Your Honor?
Yes.
Does he have another place to live?
He does.
He does? Yes. Your Honor, at this time, state would have no objection to no hostile contact, but maintain a separate residence. No weapons, no firearms, no drugs, no drugs unless they are prescribed. No alcohol.
He's out on bond or pending pretrial diversion in a carrying a concealed firearm case, counselor.
I don't have that. My sheet is blank. Can I have the case number?
2019 CF 13163AO
131.
63.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. What can you tell me about that case?
The only notes I have in our system is that he had an arraignment on 2/5, and then it got set for a status hearing May the 15th. I don't have any ASA notes, so I don't know if he's referred to pretrial diversion. Doesn't say it in my system, but it just has a status hearing in May.
I don't suppose you have any information on that.
No, Your Honor. However, we would just ask that you take no action. He does not have any other criminal history. And as his mother stated, he needed medication.
It says that he doesn't qualify for for pretrial release. Sorry, I was reading pretrial diversion. Can you tell me why?
He has that open, pretrial intervention case open, the 2019, so he wouldn't qualify.
What's the pretrial intervention case?
Yeah, it's pretrial intervention.
I see on January 26th it was referred to PTI.
So he wouldn't even qualify for mental health pretrial release?
He can be screened.
All right.
for it,
Let's do that. Sir, I'm going to order that you be screened for mental health pretrial release. Alternatively, your bond in this case is going to be $500. You're only allowed to have peaceful contact with your mom. Do you understand what that means? You can't even raise your voice. You understand? Okay. I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, a firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand that you can't have any firearms or ammunition in your possession at all? All right, at this time, I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case, which means I'm not revoking your bond. But I need you to cooperate with the pretrial release department when they interview you. Do you understand? All right. Good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
They told me that I would have to,
I can't hear you. Get really
I'm
close.
sorry.
That's
Since
okay.
he's an adult, I was told that I would have to ask a judge to get him mandated to go to get help because my son has a friend that committed suicide last year, and then he was the first to arrive on the scene of his other classmate being gunned down, and my son really needs help. He's in denial, but he really needs help.
So that may be the case. At this time, he's charged with a misdemeanor, and this court does not have jurisdiction to order him into any kind of rehab or treatment. But what I did ask is that he be screened for mental health pretrial release. So if he qualifies for that, they'll place him on that. But otherwise, I don't have any jurisdiction to do that.
Okay.
But I understand. So I hope he's able to get some help.
All right. Thank you.
Good luck, ma'am. Thank you for coming. Please tell me your name.
Jennifer Agosto.
You're here in 20 MM 6289AO. You're charged with resisting an officer without violence and disorderly conduct. I see that you're represented by the Office of the Public Defender, and this is a Division 83 case. Counselor, what would you like to do?
What was the office?
What's your last name?
Jennifer Augusta.
A withhold credit for time served, no return to Liquor Plus.
Does she have any prior criminal history?
No contest.
I didn't see any in our system, but I don't have a rap sheet. I just have what I can pull up in our system.
Your Honor, we're going to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
Ma'am, raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Your attorney just informed the court that you'd like to enter a plea this morning. Is that correct?
Yes.
You understand that by entering a plea of guilty or no contest, you'll be waiving or giving up certain constitutional rights, like your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf, your right to call witnesses and present any defenses you would have at a jury trial where one is required. You're giving up all of those rights to enter a plea today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you understand if you're on probation in any jurisdiction, this plea could violate that probation?
Yes.
Do Do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Other than what we just discussed here in the courtroom, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Then at this time, ma'am, how do you wish to plead to the charge of resisting without violence and disorderly conduct?
Not guilty.
I'll accept your plea of guilty. I'll withhold adjudication. I'll order you to serve 12 days.
She
And
said not guilty.
you said not guilty?
No contest, Your Honor.
No contest.
Okay, so you understand those are all very different things. If you enter a plea of not guilty, you're denying the truth of all the charges and will not resolve this case today. It'll be set for a jury trial at a later date. If you enter a plea of guilty, you're admitting the truth of the charges against you. And if you enter a plea of no contest, you're telling the court that while you're not ready to admit that you're guilty, you won't contest the charges. I'll treat that the same as a guilty plea and sentence you today.
That's fine.
So how do you wish to plea?
No contest.
All right, I'll accept your pleas of no contest. I find they're freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication, order you to serve 12 days in jail, give you credit for the 12 days that you've served, and I'll order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay them. Good luck, ma'am. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
My name is Calandra Barry.
You're here in 21 MM 79680, charged with trespass in structure and criminal mischief. I see that you have been appointed the public defender.
Yes, Your Honor. We are going to enter a plea of not guilty.
All right, this is a Division 85 case. Your next court date will be,
March 22nd, 9 a.m., courtroom 4A.
all right, good luck, ma'am. Next is Spanish interpreter.
And she'll be at the time to be able to explain everything.
Spanish interpreter cases? See if we can get an interpreter. Try it again.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you connect to the headset and ask if he can hear you, please?
Connected, Your Honor.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Antonio Rentas Cruz.
Sir, you're here in case number 21 MM 884AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit in this case. I do find probable cause exists. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond in this case is $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. That includes electronic communication as well as third-party communication. Do you understand what that means?
Yes.
All right. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. You're not allowed to return to this scene.
Okay.
Do you live here where this happened?
I live with my daughter.
Is that where this happened? No, it did not. Okay. You're not allowed to return to the scene. And then, can you tell me about this fugitive from justice warrant? I don't have a warrant. I just have a note about it.
Yes, because they're not usually seen in IAs, but it's from Philadelphia with the charges of aggravated assault, aggravated indecent assault, criminal trespass, and rape.
But we don't have a warrant.
No, not IAs. IAs wouldn't have the warrant.
All right.
Initial warrant.
Do you know if there's a hold on him? Is Philadelphia going
Yes,
to come
they
and get him?
served it on him.
All right. So at this time, sir, you still have that hold. You'll not be able to bond out until Philadelphia comes to get you. Good luck, sir.
Suertes. Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name.
Sebastián Temac.
Sorry, the interpreter is having a real hard time hearing the tape.
He said Sebastian Timac. I could hear that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can you get closer to the microphone, please? Sir, you're hearing case number
Okay.
21 CT 116AA, charged with no valid driver's license. I've reviewed the probable
Sí.
cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Your Honor, to resolve the case, the offer from the state is an
Okay.
adjudication of guilt, credit for time served. If he does not want to accept it, we have no objection to ROR.
Sir, did you hear what this prosecutor
Sí.
just said?
Sí, sí le escuché.
Yes, I heard you.
Are you interested in accepting the state's offer today?
Sí.
Yes.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. All right, sir, you understand that if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest this morning, you'll be waiving or giving up certain constitutional rights, like your right to remain silent, your right to testify on your own behalf, your right to call witnesses and present any defenses you would have at a jury trial where one is required, your right to force the state to prove the allegations against you beyond all reasonable doubt. You're giving up those rights to enter a plea. Is that what you want to do?
Soy culpable.
Yes, I'm guilty.
All right, sir. You understand if you're on probation, this could violate that probation?
No. No.
No.
No, you don't understand, or no, you're not on probation?
No estoy bajo pruebas.
No, I'm not on probation.
All right. You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, sir, at this time then, you wish to plead guilty to driving without a valid Florida driver's license?
Your Honor.
Culpable.
Yes.
Your
Guilty.
Honor, before he accepts the plea, I'm showing, I'm not sure if he is a United States citizen, but if he is not, and you appointed us, I would recommend he wait to speak to an immigration attorney before accepting the offer.
Sir, do you understand what the public defender is saying?
Sí.
Yes.
And do you wish to still enter this plea of guilty, or do you want to talk to another attorney?
Soy culpable.
I'm guilty.
All right, then I'll accept your plea of guilty, adjudicate you guilty, order you to serve. How many days has he been in? 2?
Yes,
2
Your
days
Honor.
in jail. I'll give you credit for the 2
Sí.
days that you've served.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, I'm going to order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay those court costs.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, good luck, sir.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Felix Abreu Rodriguez.
Felix Abreu Rodriguez.
Sir, you're hearing case number 21 CF 1550AO, charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. I do find probable cause exists in this case. At this time, your bond is going to be $2,000. Are there any conditions of bond the state would request in this case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
Okay.
Nope, that's not yours. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Omar Juarez Diaz.
Sir, you're hearing case number 21 CF 1544AO, charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a police officer. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you.
Okay.
Your bond is $1,500. Good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Eric Colon.
Eric
Colon.
Colon.
Sir, you're hearing case number 21 CF 1556AO, charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated, driving while license suspended, no motor vehicle registration, and no motorcycle license. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be $2,000 on count 1, and then $100 on each of the other counts. Sir, if you're able to bond out, you can't drive without a valid license, and you can't drive a motorcycle without a motorcycle license. Do you understand?
I understand.
All right, good luck, sir.
Have a good day. Thank you.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Luis Moreno Ortiz. Héctor Luis Moreno Ortiz.
Luis Moreno Ortiz.
Héctor Luis.
Héctor Luis, sorry.
You're hearing case number 21 CF 1562AO, charged with possession of drug paraphernalia and possession of fentanyl. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $100 on what is count 1 now, and $1,000 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume any illegal substances. You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Julio Rivera Morales. Julio Rivera Morales.
William Rivera Morales.
Sí.
You're hearing case number 21 CF 155180, charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. Your bond is $2,000. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Carlos Rodon Vasquez.
Sir, you're hearing case number 21 CF 1560AO, charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated and no motorcycle license. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. Your bond is $2,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to drive a motorcycle without a valid motorcycle endorsement. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Alexander Vargas.
You're hearing case number 21 CF 1558AO, charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated and no motorcycle license. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I do find probable cause exists in this case. Your bond is $2,000 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to drive a motorcycle without a valid motorcycle license. Do you understand?
Okay.
Good luck, sir. I think that's all we need at this time for Spanish interpreter. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Your Honor.
Have a nice day.
You too, thank you.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Miguel Barajas.
You're here in case number 21MM868W, charged with disorderly intoxication and resisting an officer without violence. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is, I think it should be $100 on count 1 and $500 on count 2. I think they should be flipped. Sir, you're not allowed to possess or consume any alcoholic beverages while you're out on bond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Britt Bryce.
All right, sir, you're hearing case number, hold on. (21MO185AO). The charge is disorderly conduct.
The offer from the state is to withhold credit for time served on behalf of the city.
Sir, did you hear what the prosecutor just said?
No,
I'm-
can you say it again?
A withhold of adjudication, credit for time served of 3 days.
Oh, so like I can sign out and go home?
Well, if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest this morning, the state's asking the court to withhold adjudication and give you credit for the time that you've been in jail.
No problem, I'll go home.
But you do understand, hold on, let me have you raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you
Nothing but
God?
the truth. Yes.
All right, so you can put your hand down now. But sir, I need to make sure that you understand, if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today, you're going to be waiving or giving up certain constitutional rights.
It's okay, I already did that.
Okay, like your right to remain silent,
I already did that.
okay, your right to a jury trial where one is required,
I already did that.
your right to call witnesses to testify on your own behalf.
I already did that.
Okay, so you're okay waiving all of those rights today?
I get to go home today, right?
Yes, sir.
That's the deal. No problem. We've been doing this deal forever. Me and the prosecution. Man, this is nothing new with us.
All right. So, sir, you understand if you're on probation anywhere, this plea could violate that probation.
I'm not on probation.
All right. You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this plea could subject you to deportation.
I'm a citizen.
All right. Has anyone threatened you today or promised you anything to get you to enter this plea other than what we just talked about in court?
No.
All right. Then at this time, sir, how do you wish to plead to the charge of disorderly conduct?
Guilty.
All right, sir. I'll accept
Just
your...
over that barricade. I did do that.
You did?
The barricade. It was a little cone.
All right.
Yeah, I pushed it over like, I told him, I did it.
All right, sir. Then I'll accept your plea of guilty. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I will withhold adjudication, and I'll give you credit for, did you say 3?
Yes, Your Honor.
3 days in jail. Now, I do have to order that you pay court costs, but I'll give you a year to pay them. I can't waive that. It's statutory. Do you have a job?
No.
Sir? Okay. Then I'm going to reduce that to a lien. All right. Good luck, sir.
Thank you. I can
Yes,
go
sir.
home?
Yes, sir.
God
Well,
bless you guys.
you have to check out of the jail. They'll process your paperwork.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Good luck.
Well, at least we have.
Alex Harrison is medical, Your Honor.
Medical, like, there's any chance he's getting out anytime soon?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So I'm going to appoint the public defender in this case. It is case number, hold on, let me get the case number. 21 CF 1492AO.
Your Honor, we'll waive.
All right. So the only case that, so the bond is $1,000 in 21 CF 1492AO. Yeah, I'm not going to put any other conditions on that. And I've appointed the public defender. All right.
Jan Michael Johnson is mental health.
21 CF 1520AO. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him.
Your Honor, we'll waive.
There is probable cause in this case. His bond is going to be $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. Maintain separate residence, no contact with the victim, not possess a firearm, ammunition, or weapon of any kind. And I'll order that he take any medication as prescribed.
Jacqueline Raventure is hospital.
Then I'm going to appoint the public defender in case number 21 CF 1530AO.
We'll waive, Your Honor.
Does the state have a probable cause affidavit in this case?
An additional one besides the one that was, I have one moment, Your Honor.
So what I have is 4 lines.
But I can check to see if there was an email sent from the weekend attorney.
Okay. There's a note from the weekend judge saying that the
Yes,
Office
Your
of the
Honor.
State Attorney has 24 hours to submit a supplemental arrest affidavit.
Yes, Your Honor. I do. May I have 1 second?
Okay. Although after reading the 4 lines,
Court, please.
it's close.
Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're the greatest fee.
All right, this is going to take me just a minute.
Thank you.
All right, I do find probable cause exists in this case. Bond will be $2,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. I'll order they maintain separate residence, Residences, no contact with the victim. She's allowed one-time return to the scene to gather belongings with law enforcement. Not allowed to possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Joseph Driftlet is mental health.
Case number 21MM857AO. I'll appoint the public defender to represent him. I do find probable cause exists in this case.
Your Honor, we'll waive.
Thank you, counselor. Bond is $500 on count 1, $100 on count 2. No return to the scene.
Your Honor, we would ask, since it's a trespass, that he's ROR'd.
So
On
even if
the
I ROR him
trespass
on
and
trespass?
And the resisting without, an officer without violence. He is showing, from what I'm looking at, he has no convictions on his record.
I'm sorry, he's not present. Why?
Were you gonna make an offer?
No.
Okay.
What says the state?
We'll leave it in the court's discretion, Your Honor.
I'm not inclined to do that, counselor. And he doesn't qualify for pretrial release, or he wasn't
He was never interviewed.
interviewed?
again.
So what I'll do is order that he be interviewed for pretrial release when he can be.
Okay.
If he qualifies, he can be placed on pretrial release, otherwise bond is going to stay where it is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, counselor. Please tell me your name.
LaMarcus Jones.
Thank you. Sir, you're hearing case number, well, actually you have a couple, hold on. 21 CF 1545AO, charged with battery by strangulation, dating violence, and battery dating violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you.
Your Honor, we have a probable cause challenge for battery by strangulation. Your Honor, in the arrest affidavit, it states that the defendant closed the door and attempted to grab the victim by the throat. However, they both fell to the ground, and the Florida statute says in order to have a battery by strangulation, you must prove the defendant impeded the normal breathing or the circulation of the blood of the victim by applying pressure on the throat or neck or blocking the nose or mouth. Here, it just says he attempted to choke her, and then they fell to the ground because the floor was wet.
What says the state?
I believe it says I'm gonna mess up her last name, Comptello, stated upon being grabbed by the throat, both she and the defendant fell to the ground. I believe the act of grabbing her by the throat is the battery by strangulation.
Your Honor, we would argue that there's nothing in this arrest affidavit to state that there was an impeding of the normal breathing, and even the officer wrote it was an attempt to choke her.
So, counselor, I understand your argument, and that might be effective as to whether it can be proved beyond all reasonable doubt, but I think probable cause exists because at the beginning of that sentence it says he forced her into the bedroom, he closed the door before grabbing her by the throat. So the grabbing her by the throat, I believe, is sufficient probable cause for him choking at strangling and or trying to impede her breath. So I find probable cause exists, but I think you might have an argument as to reasonable doubt. Sir, in this case, your bond will be $5,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. Do you live here?
Yes, ma'am. I have my own house and I also have the house with her.
Wait, say that one more time.
I have my own house as well and I also have the house with her.
All right, so you can't live with her.
Yes,
So I'm
ma'am.
ordering that you maintain a separate residence.
Yes, ma'am.
You can return one time to this residence with law enforcement. If she's there, you can't live there.
Yes,
So you
ma'am.
have to live somewhere else.
I have no problem with that.
All right. No contact at all means no third-party contact or electronic communication. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Any other conditions the state would request as to that case?
No, Your Honor. As to that case, as to the other case, no objection to treating as a subsidiary.
Thank you. Case number 21 CF 1548AO, you're charged with possession of cocaine. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit in that case as well. I'll appoint the public defender. I do find probable cause exists. Your bond will be $1,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any illegal substances or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Ray Lopez.
Sorry, not you, sir. Let me talk to her first, and then I'll get to you. Thank you. Miss Allen, you're here in case number 21MM880AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. Let me ask, sir, if you could please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Ray Lopez.
Does the state wish to inquire?
Yes, Mr. Lopez, how do you know Miss Allen?
I'm sorry?
How do you know Miss Allen?
Is my son's mother?
Are you afraid of her?
No, ma'am.
Do the two of you live together?
No, ma'am.
She qualifies for being released without having to post a bond. Do you have any objection to that?
I'm sorry.
She qualifies for being released without having to post a bond. Do you have any problem with that?
No, ma'am.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
Alcohol.
And if something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
Would I feel comfortable?
Yes, would you feel comfortable?
Yes. I mean, I probably wouldn't, but she's not a threat. She didn't do, it was just a misunderstanding, I promise you.
All right, no further questions, Your Honor.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming and testifying. At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. I'm sorry, did you ask if he wanted to have contact with her?
I don't recall, Your Honor.
Sir, do you want to have contact with her while she's out?
Yeah, yes, they'll make it a lot, like I said, we have a child together. It'll make it a lot easier if we do get to, have contact. I don't have no problem having contact with her.
All right. Then while you're on pretrial release, you're not allowed to have any hostile contact with him. What that means is all of your contact has to be peaceful. You can't even raise your voice. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcohol. You'll be subject to random alcohol screens while you're out on pretrial release. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. And I understand that you do already maintain separate residences, but I'll order that you do that. Did this happen at whose residence?
Neither, man. We
Neither.
were in a hotel.
Okay. All right. So just don't return to that hotel. All right. Good luck, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
What do I do from here?
Whatever you want to do.
I don't have to do nothing or talk
You
to
don't. No. The jail will have to process her paperwork. She's going to be released on pretrial release today.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So you're free to go. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Juan Calderon.
I'm sorry?
Juan Calderon.
All right. You're here in case number 21MM900AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Was he screened for mental health PTR or just PTR?
Just PTR.
Can I have him screened for mental health PTR?
Yes.
All right. I'll order that. If he doesn't qualify, I see that he qualifies for pretrial release. So I'm going to place you on pretrial release. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. You're not allowed to return to that Walmart. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. And I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. Is there anything else from the state on that?
Nope, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
Do I have a bond?
I'm placing on pretrial release, so you don't have to post a monetary bond, but you have to follow all those conditions.
Bond legal?
Yes, once they process you.
No problem.
Yes.
So I can't go to the Walmart?
You can't go to that Walmart. You can't have any contact with the victim right now?
I don't want to.
Okay, good. All right, good luck, sir.
You
Oh,
you
sorry.
still want him screened for mental
Yes,
health?
he's still going to be screened for mental health. But if not, he qualifies for PTR.
Okay.
That again, just in case. Good morning. Please tell me your name. All right, you're here in case number 21MM887AO, charged with battery domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Gregory Charles Garris Jr.
Does the state wish to inquire?
Yes, Mr. Garris, how do you know Miss Henrietta Garris?
She is my wife.
Are you afraid of her?
No, I am not.
Do the two of you live together?
Yes, we do.
Would you like for her to be allowed to have contact with you while this case is pending?
Absolutely.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
Yes, it was.
Both or just one?
Just alcohol.
Okay. If something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
This is going to be a dry house from now on.
And she qualifies for being released without having to post a bond. Do you have any objection?
I have no objections.
No further questions.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I do find probable cause exists in this case, but you qualify for pretrial release, so I'm going to place you on pretrial release. You're allowed to have peaceful contact with your husband. Do you understand what peaceful contact is?
Yes.
You can't even raise your voice. You're not allowed to possess or consume any alcohol, and you'll be subject to random alcohol screens. Sir, you live together,
Yes, ma'am.
and you want her to come home and live in that house right now?
Yes, I do. I won't ever press charges on my wife. That's the love of my life, ma'am.
What says the state as to maintaining a separate residence?
We'll leave that in the court's discretion. I do see that there was a 2018 case that we closed. The victim at the time same victim was unwilling to prosecute. I don't see any other incidences.
All right. Ma'am, I'm going to allow you to return to the residence. But you understand, you can only have peaceful contact.
Yes.
So if there's any yelling in that house and someone calls the police, you're coming right back to jail. You understand?
Yes.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Were there any other conditions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, ma'am. Thank you, sir, for coming today. Good
You're
luck, sir.
welcome, ma'am.
Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Vicky Gonzalez.
You're here in case number 21MM906AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. Let me ask, does the state have a probable cause affidavit in this case?
No, Your Honor.
Can you approach, counselor?
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, you can both approach. I just want to know if this is what she has. That line and a half is what you have?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm going to appoint the public defender in this case. Do you have any arguments about?
No, Your Honor. State does not.
So would the state like me to give you 24 hours or?
I don't have, my criminal history is blank. Do we know what her criminal history is?
She doesn't have any.
She doesn't have any?
I have that she has none.
No, Your
But
Honor.
she doesn't qualify for pretrial release.
She could, Your Honor, if you order it. I don't see why the other representative didn't qualify her
Okay.
because she gave all pertinent information.
State's not going to request 24 hours, Your Honor.
You're not?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, we would ask for a ROR.
I'm going to grant that motion and release you on your own recognizance, ma'am. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim while you're out. Good luck.
No problem. morning.
Sir, what's your name?
Deepak Gupta.
You're here in case number 21MM89680, charged with battery, domestic violence.
Misunderstanding.
Sir, let me tell you why you're here. You're here for me to explain the charges for you and then talk to you about bond. Anything you say is going to be on the record. It's being recorded and it can be used against you later. So you're allowed to talk if you want to, but I want to make sure you understand that everything you say can be used against you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in this case, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I do find probable cause exists. Ma'am, do you wish to be heard?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat?
Do you want to testify this morning?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Neha Bhattu.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that. What's your name?
Neha Bhattu.
All right. Does the state wish to inquire?
Yes. How do you know Mr. Gupta?
He's my husband.
Are you afraid of him?
No, not at all.
Do the two of you live together?
Yes.
Would you like for him to be allowed to have contact with you while this case is pending?
Yes.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
Not at all.
Would you like for him to be allowed to continue to live with you while this case is pending?
Yes.
If something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
Okay.
No further questions.
Does the defense wish to inquire?
No, Your Honor, no questions.
Thank you, ma'am, for testifying.
Thank you.
He qualifies for pretrial release?
He does.
All right, sir, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release.
Thank you. I have a question.
Hold on one second, sir. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to let you have contact with your wife and live in that home.
I'm sorry.
I'm not. At this time, I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence. I'll allow you to return one time with law enforcement officers to gather your belongings if you need to do that.
Can I say something, please?
Yes.
I have little kids and have very old parents at home. And they keep asking for him. If he doesn't return, my parents going to have happen something, and I love him. I cannot live without him. It was a total misunderstanding which happened yesterday. It has never ever happened in our married life. He'd never raised his hand. Please.
I understand what you're saying, ma'am.
Please reconsider it. I'm living with him, and it has never ever happened. Never ever happened.
Your Honor, the defendant is being placed on pretrial release, and if anything does occur, he'll be back here before us in court. So we would just ask that they have no hostile contact.
I'll allow him to have peaceful contact with his wife, but I'm not going to allow him to go back in the home, and I'll tell you why. Reading the probable cause affidavit, there's an independent eyewitness who alleges that your client basically chased his wife. She kept trying to get away, and he kept coming at her and slapped her in the face in open public.
Right.
So at this time, I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence.
He was telling me to take the car keys and go in the car, and he will walk down.
I understand, ma'am.
It was just like I was resisting him, and it looked like he slapped. He didn't slap me. I was resisting him, and he was just trying to calm me down that just don't do that. Just go in the car, and I will walk down. It looked like
Ma'am, I understand what you're saying, but I have someone who's not involved in this case who gave their testimony. Ma'am, I need you to listen to me.
Please.
I have someone who's not involved.
He has never done it.
Ma'am, I need you to listen. I have someone who's not involved who gave their testimony, and their testimony disagrees with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I'm allowing him to have peaceful contact with you, but I'm not going to allow him to return to the residence. Do you understand what peaceful contact means? It means you can't even raise your voice. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for coming this morning. Good luck. Please tell me your name. You're hearing case number 21MM885AO, charged with battery and domestic violence. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. Your bond will be $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. Do you live together?
Yeah.
Okay, you can't right now. So you're gonna have to find another place to live. Do you need to return to that residence to gather some belongings?
Yes, ma'am.
Then I'll allow you to.
I ain't even worried about it. I'm good.
All right, do you want to return one time with law enforcement to gather some things? No? Okay. So I'll just order that you maintain a separate residence, no contact, you're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Was alcohol alleged to have been involved in this? I can't recall this one. I didn't write it down. I don't think so.
I
All
don't see
right.
any.
You see it or you don't?
She says that the victim may have been out drinking with her friends, but I don't
Right.
see where. the
Right,
defendant-
I don't see it for him either. Okay. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Good morning, please tell me your name.
Willie Arthur Lockwood.
You're here in 21MM891AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. He qualifies for pretrial release.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
I feel like that's not correct.
It's at your discretion, Your Honor.
I just think based on your history, I can't imagine that's correct. So, sir, your bond is going to be $1,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. Do you need to return to the residence to gather your belongings?
No, that's where I live. She lives. She's gone. She's gone back to Alabama. She left as of this morning. She bought a bus ticket over the weekend to go back to Alabama. She left over this morning.
All right, well, I'm ordering that you maintain a separate residence. So if you get there and she's there, you can't stay. Do you understand?
I know, ma'am.
All right, no contact with her.
I know.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Good morning, sir. Please tell me your name. Sir, you're hearing case number 21MM898AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I do find probable cause exists in this case. Sir, your bond is going to be $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Do you two live together? All right, so for now you have to maintain separate residences.
No problem.
So here's a puzzle, counselors. Perhaps you can help the court. In this case, since both were arrested, and I'm ordering that they maintain a separate residence.
She was arrested as well?
Yes.
Is she here?
Mm-hmm. She should be a couple of people down.
Can we bring her in?
Whose house? It's her house? All right.
Yes.
So then here's what I'll do. I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence, and I'll allow you a one-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings, okay?
Your Honor?
Yes.
Is there a way we can bring them both in the courtroom at the same time, and then we can know exactly who's going to live there? Typically, when both are arrested at the same time, we bring them both. When they're
I don't
both
know. Is that a good idea?
Yes, when they're both arrested at the same time, they both come in at the same time. I
Oh.
just didn't realize she was arrested as well, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right. Then if that's safe, you guys can do it. He said it's her house,
Yeah, you know, I didn't do nothing wrong. They still took me to jail, so it's okay.
but he said it's her house, so it seems like it's,
I understand, but she may say that they want contact in the court. That may change the court's mind. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying it may. It's
okay. Hold on, sir. Ma'am, come up here to this microphone, please. I think it's Trina Rivers. Please tell me your name.
Trina L. Rivers.
She's like
/ McIntosh.
All right, ma'am. You're here in case number 21MM 89780, charged with battery domestic violence against Earl McIntosh.
Yes, ma'am.
I have reviewed the probable cause affidavit.
may state inquire as to her as the victim only as to Mr. McIntosh. Not about the facts, but just as the victim.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I have her sworn in?
Yes. Please raise your right hand to be sworn.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Rivers, only as the victim of Mr. McIntosh's case, are you afraid of him?
No.
Would you like for him to be allowed to have contact with you while this case is pending?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear her. What did you say?
Yes, ma'am.
You would like to have contact?
Would you like the two of you to continue to be allowed to live together while this case is pending?
Yes, ma'am.
Were drugs or alcohol related to this incident?
No, ma'am.
If something happened in the future, would you feel comfortable in calling the police or 911?
911.
You would call 911 if something happened?
Yes.
No further question as to her as the victim.
All right, does the defense wish to inquire?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, then, does the state wish to inquire as to Mr. McIntosh as to the case in which he is the victim?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. McIntosh, can you raise your right hand, please, to be sworn?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Mr. McIntosh, are you afraid of Miss Rivers McIntosh? You're afraid of her? No further questions.
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm appointing the public defender in both cases, though I know you'll have to conflict off. I do find probable cause exists. Each of you, your bond will be $500. Special conditions of that bond, you're not allowed to have any contact at all with each other. Miss Rivers, is this your house where this occurred?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you're allowed to live in that house, but I'm ordering that you maintain a separate residence from Mr. McIntosh. So Mr. McIntosh, you can't return to this house except one time with law enforcement to gather your belongings, but that's it. No contact at all. Neither of you is allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. McIntosh, do you understand? All right. Is there anything else the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to both of you. Thank you very much. Well, that was interesting. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Priscilla Primero.
Did you say Priscilla Primero?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're here in case number 21MM 878W, charged with battery domestic violence. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. She qualifies for pretrial release.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll place you on pretrial release. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. Do you need to return one time to this location with law enforcement to gather your belongings?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll allow that. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Leslie Sanchez.
What happened to Christopher Ray?
He's out here, you know.
Oh, Maybe I got him out of order. Okay, hold on. Lexia Sanchez, you're hearing case number 21 MM913AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. There is probable cause in this case, ma'am. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Does she qualify for pretrial release?
She could qualify, Your Honor.
She could, you think?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna have you screened for pretrial release. Alternatively, your bond is $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. You're not allowed to return to the scene. Is this where you live?
Not at the moment. I used to live there.
All right, I'm gonna order that you maintain a separate residence. No contact with the victim. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, ma'am.
Thanks.
Your Honor, are you going to strike the no return or leave the no return?
I'll just say maintain separate residence, yes.
Bond or?
Please tell me your name.
Christopher Ray.
You're here in case number 21 MM888AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond will be $500. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. Do you live at 6224 Raleigh Street, number 809?
Yes.
All right.
I have somewhere to go.
Okay, you can't go back there. So I'll order that you maintain a separate residence. One-time return with law enforcement to gather your belongings if you need it.
Do I have to pay a total of 500 or 10% of 500?
That's between you and a bondsman. But your bond is $500. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, a firearm, or ammunition. And that's all. Good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name. You're here in case number 21 MM899AO, charged with battery, domestic violence. I've reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. He qualifies for pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, he does qualify for pretrial release?
He does. All right, I'm gonna place you on pretrial release. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. You two don't live together, do you?
No.
No? All right, I'll order that you maintain a separate residence, no contact. You're not allowed to possess a weapon, firearm, or ammunition. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Good morning. Please tell me your name.
Jamil Lane.
All right, you're here in case number 21 CT 1066AO, charged with driving while your license is suspended. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $500 on that charge. You're not allowed to drive without a valid driver's license. You're also here in, it looks like 170044. You have a warrant for violating probation out of another county. I show that that has no bond. Does anyone?
Yes, no bond.
It's no bond? Okay. So there's no bond on the violation of probation count. You're also out on bond in case number 20 CF 11789AO. Did the state file an information in that case?
May I have one moment, Your Honor?
Yes.
Looks like on 2/5, we sent it to the clerk's office.
As in, filed it?
To file it, yes, Your Honor. I don't know that it's been accepted by the clerk's office yet.
Can you tell me what the charges are
Yes, we have another second.
on that information? And sir, you have an attorney representing you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then I'm not going to appoint the public defender to represent you in those cases because he has a private attorney.
I'll give it to you.
Bryce Fetter is the attorney on that case. I have it filed as a possession of a firearm by convicted felon and fleeing or attempting to elude.
All right, I'm revoking your bond or ROR in that case. So you'll need to get in contact with your attorney right away. Good luck, sir.
He was out on, that was a ROR he was out on that case, Your Honor? Okay, thank you.
That's what it checked. I don't know if that's accurate.
I see that there was a 33-day motion filed, so it could be
Probably was.
released on that reason.
All right. All right, good luck, sir. Did I do this?
You're saying you're not gonna appoint a PD on none of his cases?
On none of them, no, because he has a private attorney, so. Please tell me your name.
Fernando Rodriguez.
You're here in case number 21 CT 106780, charged with driving a motorcycle without a motorcycle license.
There is no objection to ROR, Your Honor.
I reviewed the probable cause affidavit. I do find probable cause exists in this case. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm not going to ROR him though, based on the facts. Your bond is $500 and you can't drive a motorcycle without a valid motorcycle license. You understand? Good luck, sir.
All right, back on the record here at the BRC. Let's get my state and my PD on the record.
Coffee Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia George on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, got Ms. Davis down there from Pretrial Release Services. And can you tell me your name, sir? Mr. Lindor, you are here in 2021 MM 88AW on a charge of trespass and a structure or conveyance. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, do you have an offer for both cases?
I didn't because I see that there are competency issues.
Yes.
All right. I was trying to see what was going on with that, but I couldn't figure out whether he was evaluated any time in the recent.
Yes, when I looked, Your Honor, today, it shows that on May 27, 2020, he was evaluated, and it reported that he was not competent at that time. And he had 2 recent evaluations, and they're still waiting on the tiebreaker from a third doctor.
All right.
So we haven't gotten those results back yet.
All right. So, Mr. Lindor, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance as to this case. Conditionally released, you don't return to the scene where this happened, so you can't go back to, I think it's the Wawa, right? Okay. This was... Oh, sorry, 7-Eleven. This is a 7-Eleven, so you can't go back to the 7-Eleven. And you can't, you gotta keep in contact with your attorney, all right? You gotta show up at all your doctor's appointments. If they tell you you gotta go see a doctor, you gotta go show up, all right? So you gotta come to the public defender's office, they get in contact with you. You gotta go see the doctor, all right? You gotta keep all your appointments. All right, have a great day, sir.
Do I have a release date?
Yep, you're gonna get released today. But you can't miss your court dates. I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. Don't go back to the 7-Eleven. And go, you gotta see the doctor when you're ready. We need to.
And no action, Your Honor?
No action on the out on bond cases. Alright. I got Ms. Love, and there you go. Oh, Ms. George, you gotta slide to the left or back in the middle. There you go. Thank you. Alright, to my left, ma'am, can you tell me your name?
Francesca Love.
And sir, can you tell me your name?
Kelly J. ATN.
All right, Miss Love, you were arrested in 2021 MM 904 AO On charges of resisting officer without violence, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. The court did find probable cause for your arrest. In the same instance, Mr. Etienne, you were arrested in 2021, MM 903 AO, on charge of resisting officer without violence. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, do you have offers for either one of the two individuals I have in front of me?
Ms. Love case, Your Honor, we don't, but we have no objection to ROR.
All right.
She's going to qualify for pretrial diversion. And I
Yes.
believe defense spoke with her prior to court and that she was interested in that, so we're not going to make an offer at this time.
Okay. And as to Mr. Etienne.
And Mr. Etienne, I did not make an offer, Your Honor.
All right. So, Ms. Love, it seems to be your first interaction with us, so the court is comfortable releasing you on your own recognizance. Additionally, of your release is that you're not possessing any drugs or alcohol without any valid prescription. And as you keep up with your court dates, I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You will sign for a court date when you're released. Don't miss that court date, or there's some people in some green uniforms that come find you and arrest you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that's Mr. Etienne. I'm going to stay your bond in the amount of $500 in this case. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you as well, but obviously they can't represent both of you, so one of you is going to get conflict counsel at some later date. All right?
Meaning?
Everybody have a great day.
You said because of my record they're not going to release me?
So you have his bond the same way?
Yes,
what,
Karen's bond is
what
$500.
record, like in Orange County?
No. Miss Love's
Like
going to
you
release
have
all.
this, it says 5 misdemeanors.
Yeah. She's going to release all.
So he gave you a $500 bond. So you can bond out to that, okay?
Okay.
They're not making an offer to them. The state is not giving you an offer to them.
All right, and if I don't bond out, how long will I be incarcerated for?
You'll have a arraignment date in the next probably few days or next week or a couple weeks.
In a couple of weeks, on the fact that my rights weren't read, and on top of that, I was detained illegally.
Well, that's a defense you're going to talk to Ms. George about. But as to your bond amounts, as the probable cause, which I determined was today, your bond's $500. You can post that bond, or you can remain with us until
And then
your next
what
court
you
date.
call it? You said 500. Do I have to pay straight 500, or do I go to a bond and pay like the 10%
I
thing
can't
that you
give
talk
you
about?
any advice to that. You can use a surety. You can post $500.
I can't hear you. My
You
bad.
can use a surety. You can use a post $500 if you have cash. It's up to you how you want to post your bond. That's a conversation you can have with Ms. George later, not right now, because I got a whole stack of people that I got to get to. So, all right, have a great day, sir.
Okay, I was just asking. As far as the bond, are they doing that 10% thing that I've heard about?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. A bunch of people here can help you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Adonis, East Mental Health, Your Honor.
All right, this is Mr. Adonis. In 2020, MM 6545AO was here on a failure to appear warrant. Ms. George, I'm going to appoint you to be appointed to the public defender's office to represent him. Do you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive.
All right, we're going to stay his bonds and his failure to appear warrant in the amount of $2,000. And we'll get him to his next court date. Good afternoon, sir. Tell me your name. All right, Mr. Fears, you are here in 2021 CF 1539AO on charge of possession of unlawful stolen credit cards. The court has reviewed the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. I want to set your bonds in the amount of $130,000 in this case. Additionally, your bonds that you not possess any other identification except your own. Have a great day, sir.
I'm sorry, did you say 130?
Yes, that was $130,000.
Jimmy Georgie is mental health, Your Honor.
Right. Mr. Legorczyk is here in 2021 CF 1569AO. I want to appoint the public defender to represent him in this case. Ms. George, do you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive.
All right, the court did review the charging affidavit. I did find probable cause for burglary of an occupied structure, not dwelling. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, do you have any argument as to that?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So the court will find probable cause for burglary to occupy a structure. I want to still stay his bonds amount of $5,000. Condition of the bonds that he not return to the scene of the location, that he do not may have contact with any victims or witnesses. He was out on bond in 2 other trespass cases in 2020 MM 358 AA and 2020 MM 444 AA. And in those cases, the court is going to revoke those bonds, set those bonds at 0. Sir, tell me your name.
Devin LeBrie Russell.
All right. Mr. Russell, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. The judge in that case set your bond in an amount of $8,000. Your bond remain at $8,000. I'll make the condition of your bond that you not return to the scene of the location where this happened, and you do not have any contact with any victims or witnesses from this case. Do not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release from custody. You'll get your next court date for Seminole County. And have a great day, sir. Otherwise, you'll be transported probably in the next week or so. All right, we got James Gilliam. He was supposed to be here in 2021 MM 890 AO on a charge of trespassing an occupied structure. I want to appoint the public defender to represent Mr. Gilliam. Ms. George, do you want to waive his appearance? Do you want to try to see if we can resolve this tomorrow?
I want to see if we can resolve it tomorrow, Your Honor.
All right. I want to order that Mr. Gilliam is brought to the courtroom tomorrow so we can resolve his case. Sir, tell me your name.
Justin Grant.
Mr. Grant, you are here in 2 matters. The first is 21 MO 190 AO on 2 charges in that charging affidavit. One is a city ordinance violation for resisting an officer without violence. The second is from urinating or defecating in public. You're also here in 2021 MM 905 AO with the charging affidavit lists charges of possession of cannabis less than 20 grams and resisting an officer without violence. The court did review both charging affidavits and found probable cause for both cases. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, is there an offer for Mr. Grant?
Did not make an offer, Your Honor. I think he would qualify for pretrial diversion.
All right.
I'm sorry, on the misdemeanor. On the MO case, it's a withhold credit for time served.
All right. So, Mr. Grant, there's an offer to resolve your city ordinance violations, but no offer to resolve your misdemeanor cases. Do you want to resolve your city ordinance violations right now, or did you want to talk about your release status?
We'll have just a moment.
Yep.
Your Honor, we would like to accept the state's offer and enter a plea of no contest.
All right.
And then, Your Honor, we would just ask that on the other 2 charges, he's released on his own, recognizance.
Okay. I'm agreeable to that. We did review his criminal history. All right, Mr. Grant, though, can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay.
I do.
All right.
Yes.
Put your hand down. Tell me your name one more time.
Justin Grant.
Mr. Grant, you're here in 2021 ML 190 AO on charges of resisting officer without violence as a city ordinance violation and urinating or defecating in public. Both of those are second-degree misdemeanors. Both will be punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve these 2 charges?
No contest, Your Honor.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest to those charges, you give them the right to have a trial?
Yes,
Yep,
I do.
yep. You got something? Everything we're saying is being recorded, so
Yep, yes,
you know, I
I
can
do.
see you shaking your head.
I am.
You gotta answer out loud. You know what I'm saying? Given the right to have Ms. George represent you at a trial.
I do.
At a trial, she can challenge the state's evidence, she can question the state's witnesses and call witnesses on your behalf. You understand that?
I do.
You understand that? I'm sorry. If you wanted a witness to appear, for the court can use the subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
I do.
You understand? You give your right to remain silent as to these charges.
I do.
You understand? You give your right to appeal any errors in this case, except the court's jurisdiction over you and whether the sentence I'm going to impose is legal.
I do.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
I'm not.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Nope.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
I do.
I did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I do find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest as to the charges. I will withhold adjudication of guilt, finding your plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in Orange County Jail, credit for 2 days credit time served. There's court costs in this case amount of $223. I'll impose those. I will make those payable directly to the clerk within 1 year of today's date. Sir, you have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. All right?
I do.
I warrant as to the 2021 MM905AL, the court's going to release you on your own recognizance with the following conditions: that you maintain contact with your attorney and that you show up at your court dates, because if you don't, you're going to send some people in green uniforms to arrest you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a great day, sir. Yeah, somebody come in. Hey, no, counsel. What do you have?
First appearance?
Yes.
I'm here for Mr. Austin Roberts.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Roberts.
What type of case is it?
Aggravated assault.
Roberts.
All right.
He said he refused.
Well, that's pretty good. Is it Kevin Roberts? Kevin, you said Kevin Roberts?
Tate.
Tate.
His first name, last
Tate
name is Roberts.
Tate Austin
There you go.
Roberts.
All right. All right. This, well, since he's not here, let's call it Tate. Counsel, there you go. Yeah, fine.
James Jurstein on behalf of Tate Austin Roberts, case 2021 CF 001547.
All right. Are you waiving your client's appearance in our hearing today?
Apparently I am judge.
Okay,
I'd like
good.
an opportunity to speak with him, but we have filed a notice of appearance on his behalf.
Okay.
And
All right. The court, on that waiver, the court did review the charging affidavit. I did find probable cause for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Now for the enhancement with a code inspector. So, Ms. Kennedy Swanson, do you have any objection to that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm going to set his bonds as follows. Amount of 2005. Hold on. Let me see. Let's say $2,000. I'm making no contact with the victim. Maintain a separate residence from the victim. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms he has need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release.
sorry, Bar, I have to hear that last part.
I said, no weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms he has need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of his release. So no contact, maintain a separate residence. I know they're roommates, so he may have to just find somewhere else to stay for a little while.
I already explained that to the family already.
Yep. Do you have anything else? All right, have a great day, sir. He's not here, so that's, yeah.
Okay.
So you have to
Tell me where he is. We are.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep, have a great day. All right, so we got Grant. For the next person.
Next.
All right, sir, tell me your name. Mr. Grant, you are here in 2021 MM 889 AO on charge of trespass in a structure or conveyance. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. You have an offer in this case?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served, no return.
All right. I'm concerned based on the facts. All right, Mr. Grant, the state of Florida is offering an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, an offer you want to take today?
Yes.
All right, could you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Put your hand down, sir. Tell me your name one more time.
Desmond Grant Jr.
All right, Mr. Grant, you are here in 2021 MM 889 AO on a charge of trespass to the structure or conveyance. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? Do you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve this case?
No contest.
Do you understand by entering a plea of no contest to these charges, you give the right to have a trial?
Yes.
Right. You understand you give the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at a trial? All right. At a trial, an attorney can challenge the state's evidence and can question the state's witnesses and call witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that? If there was a witness that you wanted to call that you did want to appear, the court can use the subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand? I can't hear you.
I do.
All right. You gotta speak out. You gotta respond to me audit. Like, you know, keep your face covered. But everything we're saying is being recorded, so it has to be some like you can't just shake your head because nobody can. My court reporter can't see you shaking your head.
I do.
All right. You understand you give the right to remain silent? You understand you give the right to appeal any errors in this case except my jurisdiction over you and whether the sentence I'm going to impose is legal?
I do.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or forced you to enter this plea? You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation. All right, I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I'll accept your plea of no contest, find it is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. I will impose court costs and cost of prosecution amount of $273. I'll make those costs payable directly to the clerk within 1 year of today's date. All right. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. Do you understand? All right. Have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Earl Williams Jones Jr.
Mr. Jones, you are here in 2021 MM 907 AO on charge of battery. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bonds in this case in the amount of $1,500. Condition of your bonds that you do not return to the scene of this location, that you have no contact with the victim in this case, that you not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You are to not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You are out on bond in 2020 CF 15116 AO and 2020 CF 13402 AO. In those bond cases, I'm going to revoke your bonds in those cases. I'm going to set new bonds in the amount of $0. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in all your cases. So you can get you in front of an appropriate judge if you want to have a bond hearing.
Hey, how much is my bond for the battery?
The total bond for your battery is $1,500.
Why I go from 1,500 to 500, sir?
Say again?
It was 500 when I got in here.
I know that. You're out on bond in 2 cases. I looked at your criminal history. I looked at the facts of the case that you're being accused of. And I looked at the 2 cases you're out on bond on. The court has serious concerns for the public safety at this point. So have a great day, sir.
Nothing like 2 separate burglaries.
Sir, tell me your name.
My name is Yasser.
Say your name again.
My name is Yasser Malabe.
All right. Mr. Malavela, you are here in 2021 MM892AO on a charge of battery. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest as to that charge. The court's going to set your bond at the amount of $1,000. I'm going to order that you have no contact with the victim in this case. Do not return to the scene of the location where this incident happened. You are to possess no weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You understand me?
No, sir. Can I talk with what happened this is in Sebi law?
You need an interpreter?
The lady attacked me. The lady. He be my face that day.
Do you need an interpreter, sir? Or do you not understand?
Okay.
I'm asking, do you understand that let's set your bond at $1,000? That you had no contact with the victim, not to return to the scene.
Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you.
All right. And you can't possess any weapons or firearms, all right? So have a great
thank
day.
you.
All right, sir, tell me your name. All right, Mr. McCoy, you are here in 2021 MM902AO on a charge of resistance to office without violence. Ms. Kenny Swanson.
There is no offer in this case.
Well, not the offer, but you have any question as to probable cause?
No objection, no PC, ROR, Your Honor.
The court has not found probable cause for the charge of resisting officer without violence. The court is going to release Mr. McCoy on his own recognizance in this case. Have a great day, sir.
Did you appoint us, Your Honor?
I'll appoint a public defender to represent him. If you want, do you want a public defender to represent you, Mr. McCoy?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
He says no, so.
Okay.
Have a great day. Oh, sir, tell me your name.
Gianni Plaza.
Is it Mr. Plazas?
Gianni Plaza.
Mr. Plaza. Sir, you are here in 2021 MM894AL on charge of possession of cannabis under 20 grams. Ms. Kenny Swanson.
Yes, Your Honor. The state will also no information on 2021 MM894.
All right. All right, sir, the state of Florida is not going to file charges on you as of right now, so I'm going to release you on your own recognizance as to this case. Have a great day.
And no action?
And I'm not taking any action on your carrying concealed weapons case, but you want to stay out of trouble, my friend.
I know.
All right, have a great day.
Appreciate it.
Have a great day. Hello, tell me your name, sir.
Hello, Your Honor. Theodore Antoine Colley.
Colony, you are here in 2 matters. First case is 2021 MM895AO. We were arrested for a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. The court did find probable cause for that arrest. You're arrested. The reason why you're in contact with law enforcement is because you had a failure to appear warrant in 2020 MM 5387 AO. In that case, the judge set your bond amount of $2,000. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, do you have an offer to resolve both his cases?
Adjudication of guilt, credit for time served.
Mr. Conley, if you want to resolve both of your cases today, you can, whatever adjudication of guilt, credit time served, you can. Would you like to do that?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2021 MM 895 AO on and in 2020 MM 5387 AO. They both cases have the same charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. Both of those cases, the maximum penalties are first 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve both cases?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest, you're given the right to have a trial in each case. You understand you're given the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at a trial.
Yes, sir.
At each of your trials, the attorney can challenge the state's evidence, they can question the state's witnesses and call witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
If there was witnesses you wanted to call that did not want to appear, the court can use subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're given your right to remain silent as to both cases.
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal any errors in those cases, except the court's jurisdiction over you and the sentence that I'm going to impose.
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time? I can't hear you.
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did review the charging affidavit in 2021-895 and in 5387 before taking the bench this afternoon, I'm sorry. I did find factual basis in both. I'll accept your plea of no contest in both cases and find it is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll start my sentencing with 2021 MM 895 AO. I'll adjudicate you guilty of the charge. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. I will impose court costs and cost of prosecution in the amount of $273 as to that case. In 2020 MM 5387 AO, the court's going to adjudicate you guilty. You're going to give them credit for the
21 days.
21 days that you spent in Orange County Jail on that case. I'm going to impose court costs and cost of prosecution in that case in the amount of $273. I'm going to combine both costs for payment, and I'm going to give him 1 year from today's date to make that payment directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing in each case. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, have a great day, Mr. Conley. Tell me your name, sir.
There's one.
Mr. Hazelwood, right? Hazelwood, sorry.
Yeah.
There you go. Mr. Hazelwood, you're here in 2021 MO 191 AO on charge of open container. I did review the charging affidavit. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Kennedy Swanson.
The offer to withhold credit for time served.
All right. Mr. Hazelwood, the city is offering you a withhold adjudication and guilt credit time served. Is that an offer you'd like to accept today?
No contest.
Would you like to accept the offer, I'm asking? If you like to plead no contest, that's fine, but
I'll just plead
step
no-
one, you gotta say, I want to accept the offer.
Yeah, I guess I'll accept the offer.
All right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah.
Put your hand down, sir, please. Sir, you're here in 2021 MO 191 AO on charge of open container. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. That's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail. 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. I apologize. You understand that? So 60 days in the county jail, $500 fine is the maximum penalty. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And you told me you want to enter a plea of no contest. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You understand why entering a plea of no contest, you're given the right to have a trial?
Yeah, okay.
You understand you're given the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at a trial?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Not that I'm aware of.
Hear you.
No.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Repeat that?
You understand if you're not a United States citizen, this entering of this plea could subject you to deportation.
Yeah.
I did review the charging affidavit in your case. I did find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I'll withhold adjudication of guilt, find that your plea of no contest is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. I'll impose court costs in this case in about $223. I'll give you 1 year from today's date to pay that money directly to the clerk in full. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing, okay?
All right.
All right, have a great day, sir. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Travis Warner.
Mr. Warner, you are here in 2021 MO 192AO on the charges of possession of an alcoholic beverage in a prohibited area and trespass. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, is there an offer to resolve this city ordinance violation?
Yes, Your Honor. Withhold credit for time served.
Mr. Warner, the city is offering you a withhold adjudication and guilt credit time served. Is that an offer you want to take?
Yes, sir.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Yes, sir.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, none but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Put your hand down. Thank you. Sir, you're here in 2021 MO 192AO on charges of possession of an alcoholic beverage in a prohibited area and trespass. Both of those are second-degree misdemeanors. Both of those are punishable by up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve these cases with the city?
No contact.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest in this case, you give the right to have a trial.
Yes, sir.
You understand you give the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at a trial.
Yes, sir.
At a trial, your attorney can challenge the state's evidence. They can question the state's witnesses and call witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No, sir.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
No, sir.
Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
You understand by entering this plea, if you're not a United States citizen, it could subject you to deportation.
Yes, sir.
I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find a factual basis for the entering of your plea. I accept your plea of no contest in this case, find that the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. I'll withhold adjudication of guilt. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail with 2 days credit time served. I will impose court costs in this case, amount of $223. I make that cost payable directly to the clerk within 1 year of today's date. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing, sir. All right, have a great day. Tell me your name, sir.
Hector Aponte.
Say your name?
Hector Aponte.
I cannot hear you, sir.
Hector Aponte.
Oh, Hector Aponte? All right. Mr. Aponte, you are here in 2021 CF 1549AO on charge of fleeing and attempt to elude law enforcement. The court did review the charging affidavit. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I want to set your bond in this case amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond, you do not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Have a great day, sir.
James Crosby, medical yard.
All right. So, Ms. Davis, Mr. Crosby, is he on parole and on probation? And if he is on probation, is he on probation out of the Ninth Circuit? All right, we're talking about James Crosby in 2021 CF 1561 AL. I want to appoint a public defender to represent him in his case. Ms. Kennedy, Ms. George, do you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive.
All right, I did find probable cause for his arrest as to 2021 CF 1561 AO.
Just parole, Your Honor.
Just parole?
On parole.
All right, so no probation.
No probation.
Okay. Because I think that was an update. It was, all right. I want to state his bonds as to this case in amount of $1,500 as account 2. Condition his bonds have possessed no drugs or alcohol while out on release. All right. Tell me your name, sir.
Rodrigo Davis.
Mr. Davis, you are here in 2021 CF 1559 AO on charge of possession of MDMA or ecstasy. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on pretrial release in this case. Conditions of your release is that you possess no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug and alcohol testing at your expense. I'll give you 30 days grace period to get anything you have in your system out of your system. But after that 30-day period, if you violate my court order, you'll be sitting here with me. You understand? Yes. All right, have a great day. Good afternoon, ma'am. Can you tell me your name? Ms. England, you are here in 2021 CF 1546 AO on charge of possession of cocaine. Ms. Swanson, what's the felony? In case she's out, well, I found probable cause that for the charge that you're here on for, ma'am. The old case, is that filed on already? I see a return date, so I'm guessing so.
No, it has not been filed on.
Okay.
It's to be filed as of last week. I don't have a filing ID yet though.
Okay.
But it's a November 29th arrest. Originally, I guess she was out on a 33-day motion, maybe?
Yeah, I thought I saw that at the very beginning, but I couldn't. I was rushing through. I didn't finish reading her the court file.
It looks like they filed a 33 motion back in December, so I'm assuming she was released on that. So we filed a notice of non-filing at that point.
Okay.
And it looks like we're filing it as a misdemeanor. That's the plan. I just don't know that it's been e-filed yet.
All right, Ms. England. All right, Ms. Davis, did I say PTR? Are you guys gonna come back at me?
We sure will, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. England, I'm gonna set your bond at about $500 in this case. Condition your bond, you're not possessing any drugs or alcohol while you're out on release. Ms. England, you are very young. And I don't know if you want to make a change. There are a lot of resources here in our community, at the jail, at the courthouse, to help you with any narcotic addiction you may have. But you got to want to make the change. Otherwise, you're on the very beginning of a life sentence, what I call it, because you're going to keep getting arrested over and over and over again for the same thing. And you're going to spend more time here with us than outside in the world, which are the people that you love and want to be with, all right? All right, so have a great day, ma'am.
No action.
And no action on her out on bond case. All right, sir, tell me your name.
Jerry Dale House II.
is it House?
House, yes.
All right, okay. All right, sir, you're here in 2021 CF 1557 AO on charge of petty theft with 2 prior theft convictions. The court did review the charging affidavit. In this case, I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to stay your bond in the amount of $1,000. Condition your bond do not return to the scene of this location. Do not have any contact with any victims or witnesses. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have a great day, sir. One point of public defender to represent you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Tell me your name, sir.
Andy Charles King.
Can't hear you.
Andy King.
All right, Mr. King, you are here in 2021 CF 155 on charge of driving while license suspended as an habitual traffic offender. The court reviewed the charging affidavit, did find probable cause for your arrest as to that charge. You're also here in 2021 CF 1554 AO on the charge of possession of a firearm by convicted felon and 8 counts of possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, and then also possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. The court did review the charging affidavit in that case. Do find probable cause for your arrest as to that those charges. I'm going to stay your bonds as set at $4,150 for the possession of ammunition. And I'm missing a page, I think. I'll have a 9 count. So what do you have as 9?
Oh, possession of cannabis less than 29.
All right, and $100 as to the possession of cannabis charge. As to the driver license suspended case, the court's going to stay your bond amount of $2,500. Condition of both your bonds: do not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you still may have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. All right. Have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Antoinette Lamb.
All right. Ms. Lamb, you are here in 2021 MO193 AO on charges of possession or consumption of alcohol within a prohibited area. That's a sitting ordinance violation. You also here in 2021 CF 1553 AO on charge of possession of cocaine. And then you have an out-of-county warrant for a violation of probation from Polk County. The judge in Polk County for your violation of probation set your bond at $0. As to the cases you're arrested for, the new cases, that the court did review the charging affidavit. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, are they going to resolve the city ordinance violation case?
If she would like, the city ordinance would be withhold credit for time served.
All right, ma'am. If you want to resolve the city ordinance violation case as a withhold adjudication of guilt credit time served today, if you don't, that's fine. We'll talk about your release conditions. What do you want to do? I can't do anything about your other cases, but that's a city ordinance case.
Oh, you talking about the which case you talking about? The violation of probation?
No, 2021 MO 193. You're arrested for a charge of possession of alcoholic beverage in a prohibited area. You can resolve that case today if you like.
Yes.
The new felony case for the crack cocaine, I can't resolve that today, and I can't do anything about your violation of probation case from Polk County.
Okay.
So, but if you want to resolve that one case, then we can talk about doing that today.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yes.
Yes or no? All
Yes.
Right. Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You put your hand down. Tell me your name one more time.
Antoinette Lamb.
All right, Ms. Lamb, you are here in 2021 MO 193 AO on charge of possession of or consumption of an alcoholic beverage in a prohibited area. That is a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable by 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that?
It was about the I'll have to do 60 days in jail.
Nope, that's the maximum penalties.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's the maximum penalty that you can receive.
Okay.
All right. You want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve the case?
No contest.
You understand by entering a plea of no contest in this case, you give up the right to have a trial. You understand?
I understand.
All right. You understand? You say you do or don't?
I understand, but
All right.
I don't want to go to trial.
Okay. You understand you give up the right to have an attorney appointed to represent you at a trial?
Yes.
At a trial, an attorney can challenge the state's evidence. They can question the state's witnesses and call witnesses on your behalf. Do you understand that?
Yes.
If you wanted to call a witness to the case, to the trial, a witness can be called, but I can use my subpoena power to make that witness appear. Do you understand?
Yes.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol at this time?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
Depression, that's it.
All right. Are you suffering?
I don't have a mental illness.
Well, have you suffering from any symptoms of your depression right now?
No.
All right. Have you not?
I'm sorry. We would recommend that she not accept the offer as she's actively on probation. I know we're not appointed, but normally we don't allow them to accept offers when they're on probation.
It's up to her. I mean, let's see. Probation was 4. Oh, I remember this. Okay, this is why I don't go.
Excuse me, sir. I want to wait till we resolve my case.
Okay, that's fine. So we can get you on.
Okay.
I'll do this. I'll set your bond in that case amount of $100. As to the possession of cocaine case, I'll set your bond amount of $500. Condition of your bonds in that case, you're not possessing any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. And you're not returned to the scene of the location. And then we'll get you on the Polk County when we can, all right?
Okay.
I'll appoint a public defender to represent you in both your cases. Have a great day, ma'am.
Bearing along refused, Your Honor.
All right, this is Darian Long. He has 2020 CF 1537AO. We'll appoint a public defender to represent him. Ms. George, you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, we'll waive.
All right, the court's going to stay his bonds as set. Addition of his bonds not possessing any drugs or alcohol without any valid prescription. I did find probable cause for his arrest. And Sean Miranda.
Sean Miranda is mental health.
This is Sean Miranda in 2021 CF 1538AO on charges of grand theft of a motor vehicle. I'll appoint a public defender to represent him in this case. I did find probable cause for his arrest.
Your Honor, we'll waive his appearance.
On that waiver, the court will stay his bonds as set in the amount of $1,000. Condition his bonds that he didn't have no contact with any victims or witnesses in that case. And do not return to the scene of the location where it happened. All right. Can you tell me your name, ma'am? Ms. Ortiz, you are here in 2021 CF 1552AO on charges of fleeing attempt to elude at high speed or disregard and leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. The court did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in count 1 in this case in an amount of $3,500 and count 2 in an amount of $5,500. Condition of your bonds: do not operate a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. Have a great day, ma'am. I appointed a public defender to represent you. I appointed a public defender to represent you. Yep. It's $3,500 is count one. It's $500 is count two. So $4,000. Can you tell me your name, sir? All right, Mr. Roberts, you are here in 2021 CF 1541 AO on charge of possession of cocaine. The court didn't find probable cause for your arrest as to that charge. You want to stay your bonds as set in that case, amount of $1,000. In addition to that bond, do not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You're out on bond in 2021 CF 9767 AO. And in that case, the court is going to revoke that bond. Once that new bond is $0. You have a violation of probation cases from Seminole County that you're arrested on. One for grand theft, the other one for petty theft. The judges in Seminole County set both of your bonds for your VOPs at $0. I will appoint a public defender to represent you in all your cases, and we'll get you on to your next court dates. Have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Christian Shorter.
Ms. Shorter, you are here in 2021 CF 1568 AO on charges of battery on a law enforcement officer and resisting officer without violence. The court did review, and nuisance. The court did review the charging affidavit. I found probable cause for battery and resisting officer without violence. Not as to the nuisance charge. So I want to argue on that charge, unless Ms. Kennedy Swanson has an objection.
No, Your Honor.
Or release your own cognizance as to count 3. I'm going to set your bond as to count 1. I think it is amount of $1,000, and I'm going to stay your bond as to count 2 in amount of $100. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you, ma'am. Have a great day. Tell me your name, sir. All right. Mr. Whitaker, you are here in 2 matters. The first matter is 2021 MO 194 AO on charge of open container. And you're also arrested in 2021 CF 1540 AO on charges of possession of MDMA or ecstasy. I found probable cause as to both charges you were arrested for. Ms. Kennedy Swanson, is there an offer to resolve the city case?
We'll withhold credit for time served.
Mr. Whitaker, you can resolve your city case with a withhold of adjudication of guilt, credit time served for the open container charge if you'd like to do that today. Would you like to do that? Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, put your hand down. Sir, you're here in 2021 MO 194 AO on charge of open container. That's a second-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 60 days in the county jail and a $500 fine. Do you understand that? I can't hear you.
Yes.
If you want to enter a plea of guilty or no contest to resolve the case.
Want to resolve it. Guilty.
All right. You understand why enter a plea of guilty to the charge? You get the right to have a trial?
Can I give a public defender or whatever?
Yes, you can. Do you want to talk to Ms. George? I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. And talk to Ms. George. You should, I'm the one hot. You wearing a sweater and a jacket. You wearing a sweater and a jacket. Oh, it's a short sleeve. That heat like that big, all that heat right in the middle.
Okay, Your Honor, he is ready.
All right. Mr. Whitaker, do you understand you have the right to have a trial?
I mean, with the public defender, I guess, is that gonna?
Do you want a trial?
Your Honor, I'd like to give up my right for a trial.
All right. You want to give the right to have your attorney represent you at the trial?
I have a public defender. I just
Yeah.
want to resolve it by you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you understand? But since we're not going to trial, you kind of give up your right to have an attorney at the trial.
Okay, good.
Kind of backwards, but it's the way it is.
Okay.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication?
No.
Have you now or in the past been diagnosed with a mental health illness?
I have PTSD.
All right.
Anxiety disorder.
All right. Are you suffering from any of those?
Military.
Are you suffering from any of those mental health illnesses right now? Like, are you, any symptoms from any mental health illnesses?
Just my pressure was up and I had to take some medicine for that while I was here.
All right. Has anybody forced, threatened, or coerced you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Has anybody... Sorry, do you understand if you're not a United States citizen, entering this plea could subject you to deportation? I did review the charging affidavit. That's a 21 MO 194AO, and found probable cause for your arrest. I will, factual basis for your plea. I will withhold adjudication of guilt, accepting your plea of no contest, finding this plea involuntarily entered. I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you spent in the Orange County Jail. I'll impose court costs. The cost of prosecution amount of $223. I make those costs payable to the clerk within 1 year of today's date. You have 30 days from today's date to appeal your judgment and sentence in writing. I will, in 2021 CF 1540AO, I'll release you straight pretrial release as to that charge. Condition of your pretrial release that you not possess any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You'll be subject to random drug testing at your expense. I'll give you 30 days to get whatever out of your system before the drug testing starts. You guys may want to screen him for either drug court or vet court. And thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir, tell me your name.
Signet Burgos.
Mr. Burgos, you are here in 2019 CF 15861AO. On advice of probation, the judge signing your warrant in this case set your bond at $0. The bond remains at $0 until you can get in front of that judge to talk about your release. I will appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. Have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, sir.
Shamar Leach.
All right, Mr. Leach, you are here in two matters. The first charge case is 2021 CF 1542AO. In that case, you're being charged with tampering with physical evidence and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for attempted tampering with physical evidence. And unless Ms. Kennedy Swanson has an argument otherwise.
No, Your Honor.
I will, and possession of, and count 2 is possession of cannabis. As to count 1, going to set bond amount of $250. As to count 2, going to set bond amount of $100. You're here on a violation of pretrial release case in 2020 CF 7460. The judge signing your warrant in this case told me to set your bonds. So I will set your bonds as follows. $250 to count 1, $250 to count 2. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you in that case. Have a great day, sir. Anybody got anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Will be adjourned. I'll see y'all in the morning. Okay.